Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Soul Stories with Kate Ingersoll. Today, we are going to talk about the Capricorn soul story. So, if your birthday is between December 21st and January 20th, this is your time to shine. Happy birthday. This video is also for people who have a strong Capricorn influence in their chart, which could be Capricorn rising or a moon in Capricorn or multiple planets in Capricorn. This can also be a good video for folks who have a lot of planets in their 10th house, which is sometimes called the Capricorn house. So if you know somebody who's a Capricorn or would be interested in this video, please feel free to share it. It's wonderful to welcome all our new subscribers and viewers. Thank you so much for your interest in this channel. So let's begin. Our Capricorn journey states, I seek myself through what I use. And remember, those words, my and self, are supposed to be separate rather. They're meant to be like myself, my soul, my identity. The Capricorn journey is to utilize the earth. I chose this picture on purpose. We see a goat, standing on the mountain to the left, but we also see another goat jumping to another mountain. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the symbolism of that in just a moment. But let's take a look at the glyph before we go to the next slide. Look at the glyph in the bottom left-hand corner. It kind of looks like a number 6 with some lines on it. This glyph can actually mean two things. It's a sea goat because the top represents the horns and the head, and the bottom is the fishtail. But the Capricorn is both the mountain goat and the sea goat, depending on the evolutionary stage. A lot of people in our culture right now are what we would call the mountain goat because they are dealing more with life on life's terms in the human realm. As a Capricorn evolves, they become more of the sea goat, where they explore the unconscious realms, the otherworldly realms that we can't see with the human eye. The symbol, of course, for Capricorn is the goat. It is a cardinal earth sign. Cardinal meaning it is the first sign of winter. And remember, all earth and water signs are feminine. And this is our first sign that is ruled by Saturn. Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, but Capricorn is more of the feminine Saturn. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in just a moment. Capricorn begins at the beginning of winter, right on that winter solstice. This is when the darkness is the most dominant, but it is diminishing. Sometimes Capricorn energy can feel a little dark and heavy until a Capricorn gets used to that energy and they can learn how to see the light in darker places. Because by the end of Capricorn, the light is significantly changing and we can see that the days are getting longer. Because it's an earthy sign and it's cardinal earth, which means like the impetus of earth, the start of whatever earth is, Capricorns are driven by the need for security, both emotional and financial. We live on this planet. This planet gives us security. It gives us a home. And so Capricorn energy seeks to have that financial stability, the emotional stability over a longer period of time. For Capricorns, life can feel like one mountain after the next because part of the Capricorn journey is to learn endurance. They learn that the material realm represents truth. They need to put in effort and practical footing and also how to, quote, adult up or grow up. That's why our first Saturn return that we have at the end of our 20s calls us to leave our childhoods behind forever and grow up. And Capricorn energy embodies this. Sometimes Capricorn children can seem like little adults walking around in children's bodies. The practical footing piece, I want to talk a little bit about that. As I had mentioned in the December 2025 transits video, I used to go to or I went to the Toledo Zoo as a child, and there was a mountain, a small mountain display where goats would be climbing on these mountains. And I was always afraid they were going to fall off because of their hooves being so slippery. And my mother would often remind me to watch those goats and how they would climb. They would only climb where they were sure they weren't going to fall. I never saw a goat ever fall in all the years I went as a child. And so Capricorns learn that step by careful step, they can climb. Now, I will say that Capricorn in its shadow can be a doom and gloomer. It's why I chose this picture of Charlie Brown. He might have been a Capricorn. Um, Partly because of the depression that comes with the density of having to climb mountains. Climbing mountains is hard work. It takes endurance. It takes fortitude. It takes, strength and courage over time. It's easy to climb a hill, but to climb a mountain that can take you weeks, months, even a lifetime can be very, very difficult. Capricorn energy learns the limits of the material world, but they also learn how to harness it for growth. And I always say, if you want someone managing your retirement fund, you want someone who has good Capricorn energy. Whether you know if they're a Capricorn or not, you want to know someone who can manage your money over time. And so you can trust them that they're going to invest wisely. So the payoff comes later. I have a phenomenal financial advisor who does this for me. I've never asked his birthday, but I would imagine he may have some Capricorn in him. The archetypes of Capricorn are ruler and father, the wise elder, the executive, but in the shadow, it can be a miser or a grumpy old man. I am fascinated by the musical Hamilton, and I find it interesting when I looked at actually Alexander Hamilton's chart. He was a Capricorn. And so was Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote the play. And they have some similarities in their charts that are very interesting. But our country was founded by a lot of Capricorn energy because you needed that fortitude, that stick-to-itiveness to create something lasting over time. And that's certainly what Capricorn does. Now, the soul journey of Capricorn is to find that true fulfillment is achieved through building a foundation of inner peace and wisdom. And remember, knowledge is not wisdom. Knowledge is knowing things. Wisdom is knowing how to use it. I love this quote by John Roger, who says, anything that can make us fall can strengthen us to succeed. That is absolutely the truth for Capricorn energy. Remember that Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of time and karma and aging. We cannot escape the fact that we age in this lifetime. There's no getting around that. So in its shadow, Capricorn energy can be rigid and miserly because that energy is fully aware of the passage of time. And to be honest, time is the only thing that is unrenewable. It's the only resource we will never be able to gain. You can lose money, but you can gain it back. You can lose your health, you can get it back. You can lose a job or financial stability, you can get it back. But you're never going to get back time. So Capricorns also know how to use time wisely. The Capricorn soul journey is also to become a master of karma and to learn that not everything in life is about them as an individual. A lot of times Capricorns will take things personally, particularly shadow things that are hard. They also need to release magical thinking. If you're not sure what magical thinking is, I highly recommend that you Google it because a lot of times people who are new to a spiritual journey can get caught up in the magical thinking precepts that some teachers teach. I myself have had to unlearn a lot of magical thinking. Virgo is like Capricorn in that we're both earth signs, and to learn to accept the reality of what is versus the reality of what we want to be can be very difficult. But think about this, the energy of a Capricorn creates an Olympic athlete, a novelist, a philanthropist, because these types of things produce something for the earth and for others. And it takes a while to become an Olympic athlete. It takes a while to write a book, to earn money in order to be philanthropic. I always tell pregnant women that, you're dealing with Capricorn energy when you're growing a baby because that takes time and it takes patient endurance. Sometimes healing takes time. Healing through injury or illness does not go as quickly as we want. And we can harness this Capricorn energy to know that as we're healing slowly and over time, it's going to create stability. Quick fixes don't often have stability, nor are they sustainable. The beauty of the Capricorn energy is that it can shake off the heaviness of life through the mountain climb. I lived on a cliff in Big Sur, California for a year. You had to climb up this big mountain every day. Well, it wasn't a big mountain, but I had to climb this mountain every day to get to my hut on this cliff. And I would shake off the heaviness of the day through the climb. That's the physical manifestation of this. But as Capricorns climb and as they step by step create success and sustain success, they can shake off that doom and gloom because they can see that it was worth it to endeavor. Life can feel heavy and hard, but it can be managed if you go step by step. The 12-step recovery program is very Capricornian. That if you take the time to do these steps and do them in a meaningful way, the success that you have is more enduring, longer lasting, and sustainable. What's beautiful about a Capricorn or Capricorn energy is that they are conservative for the future and for efficiency. So a lot of Capricorn people, when they retire, they will want to give back to the community. A lot of Capricorns who create a lot of wealth for themselves will end up donating a lot of it or sharing their wealth with others to help them get started. So if you think about what's happening in the earth right now during Capricorn season, it's very quiet in the Northern Hemisphere. We're not growing seeds. We're not seeding anything right now. The earth is resting. But myself as a gardener know that this Capricorn time, when the earth is quiet, that energy is creating sustainability for springtime. We just can't see it because it's underground right now. The ground might be frozen, but the plants that are sleeping and that are quiet certainly are not dead. They're just dormant. So Capricorn energy knows how to conserve for the future. So as we head into Capricorn season, for many of you, you'll be celebrating the Christmas holiday, celebrating Kwanzaa, celebrating Hanukkah. Enjoy those celebrations with your family and enjoy this Capricorn time to just slow down, to create for the future, to enjoy winter in all of its splendor, because the earth may be quiet, but we are certainly growing as we move forward. So I wish everyone a happy holiday season and a very happy new year. I will be teaching an astrology transits course in 2026, and I'm going to put all the information from my website and all the workshops I will be teaching next year, not only at Harmony in Life, but also at Owens Community College in Toledo, Ohio. So thanks again for watching. Birthday blessings to you, Capricorns. I'm so glad you were born. And I'll see you at our next Soul Stories video. Have a great day, everybody.